What's going on, guys? Going to try to make this a quick one. I just wanted to show an upgrade that I just finished on my CNC router. And I was looking for a simple and easy method of dust collection, and I don't think you're going to find much simpler and probably not even cheaper than this. Even if you build your own, which I know a lot of guys do. I know a lot of guys are using scrap and things they find around the shop, but you know, more often than not, you're still needing to get out there, get some different fasteners. Maybe some magnets or clips or other little accessories. And you know, by the time you add all that together, you know, get the scraps and the parts and pieces all drawn up and cut, it's quite an investment of time and even a little bit of money. And this I just got online, you know, got on eBay or Amazon. You can find these for very cheap, and I don't think you're going to do much better for the price. Now, this one I got for less than $25 shipped to my door. I found a US seller on eBay, actually sorted by nearest first, so it only took maybe 3 to 4 days to get to my house. Now I live in the Midwest, so depending on your location, you know, it may take up to a week, but you know, for what you're getting, I think that's a pretty good trade-off, you know, especially factoring once again in the time to make your own, and you're probably going to be ordering acrylic or other different parts and pieces for that anyway, so why not just order one of these and be done. So again, this you can find on eBay, Amazon, probably one or two other places, but sort cheapest first and then nearest first, and you should be able to find something similar to this. Now there are a couple of different sizes available depending on your spindle diameter. You can get these in a different size. I think the suction port is normally going to be 100 millimeter, although I might have seen one or two other options on that as well. I went with 100 millimeter or 4 inches because that's a pretty standard attachment for dust collectors. And you know, whether you're using hard pipe or hoses, most guys can make that fit. Now me, to start out, since I don't yet have a dust collector, I'm going to use my shop vac. And to make that work, I just got this reducer that goes from 4 inches to the 2.5 inches for your standard large shop vac hose. And that simply just fits in the top there. Turn the vacuum on and you're ready to go. Now this is just a piece of 4-inch Schedule 40 PVC drain line. I had a little scrap laying around in the shop. If you go to the big box store, Home Depot, Menards, anywhere like that, you probably get a foot or two for almost nothing. Maybe if you call up a plumber, I'm sure they'll give you a scrap. But, you know, it's cheap. I already had some laying around. And to put this on, I just had some foam weather sealing tape or weather stripping. Wrap that around the outside of the metal boot and just kind of press that over in place. And that took up that little gap there very nicely. So I could still move it. I could still pull it off and remove the weather stripping if I need to upgrade to a hose or something down the line. But that's just a really nice little adapter, 4 inches long, 4 inches in diameter, Schedule 40. Worked perfectly for what I'm using it for. As far as the dust boot itself, it is in 2 pieces. So you've got your suction side, and most of your bristle brush comes right off. There's a spring latch on the left and right side to lock it into place. And then you're left just with the bracket to access your spindle. You can get your wrenches in there nice and easily. And this just attaches here via a screw, which mine did not come with. I don't know if it fell out, got lost, or forgotten. But I had one of these laying around, a little 1032 or a 1024 machine screw. Threw a couple of nuts on there. A nylon nut or maybe even a lock washer might be a better option. But with the spring tension on there, I don't think it's going anywhere anyway. And the way I did mine, I just tightened it enough that I can still, you know, push it out of the way if I need to, or so it will still move out of the way if it were to bump into something. And I can also kind of jiggle it up and down if I want to move my bristles up or down relative to my tooling or my spindle collet. So that's pretty much it there. Now the only drawback I could see with this, and I know a lot of guys make these out of acrylic for this very reason, you really can't see what's going on inside. So the way I think I'm going to try to get around that, and I can't guarantee whether it'll work or not yet, and I may make a follow-up video after I do this, But I've got this little cheap borescope. It's a Wi-Fi borescope I got on Amazon for about 25 or 30 bucks. I'm sure you can find them cheaper, but I got a little piece of cable insulation on there. And I've also got a little grommet that'll fit over that for a nice friction fit. I'm just going to drill a hole right here in the side, put that grommet on there, and then I should be able to kind of fit that in there. I might have to elongate the hole a little bit, but I should be able to fix that in there in such a way that it's not going to go anywhere, but that I'll still be able to see from my cell phone camera what the spindle's looking like, what my tooling's looking like, how it's cutting. And I think that's a pretty good option in lieu of some acrylic. Now, you could probably even just mill out a little window there and put a little acrylic window in place if you wanted. There's not a lot of extra space or material there, especially with that little kind of bracket in the way there. But, you know, that's an option too. I wouldn't put anything in the top just because you've got the two pieces that have got to slide there. You know, maybe you could fit one back there, all right. So that could be an option. But I think with this, the cable's long enough, I could probably even put it into my cable track. Just kind of leave it hanging down here for charging if and when needed. It's not something I'd run all the time, just kind of momentarily monitor if I'm trying a new tool path or using a really small cutter. You know, if you're using a 1/4 inch or larger cutter on something, you probably don't really even need to see what's going on. Just kind of trust your tooling, trust your path, and check it when you're done or kind of as it's traversing across the piece. But that's just an option I'll throw out there. Again, it's still cheaper than, you know, maybe I could even build or buy one even when you throw that in there. So just an option, guys. If you just built a router or you don't have dust collection yet and you're looking for a quick and easy option, again, this clamps right onto your spindle. Just get the right diameters. If you need to, you can build a little adapter like I did with the PVC and the reducer, and then you just turn on the vacuum and go. So not much else to say. Hopefully that helps somebody out, gives you some ideas, and helps keep your shop clean as well. We'll see you guys.